Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to our last session of this marathon 2 days of CCNS. I hope you all enjoyed the meeting as much as I did. I first of all just want to start by giving my profound thanks to our 4 session chairs who did a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of organizing these sessions, choosing the speakers, crafting a program, and they did a fantastic job. And I know it made our lives as meeting organizers a lot easier. So thank you so much to all of them. You really did make this meeting what it was. I also want to make sure I recognize the other co-organizers of the meeting. I'll call them up on stage in a little bit. Unfortunately, Milad had to step out, but obviously John and Andrea, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we try to not let come out to the forefront. Obviously, we had some more technical issues today than we would have liked, but we got through them. And again, the only reason we were able to do that is because of their hard work behind the scenes. One of these days, I'll do a behind the scenes Twitter thread or something and show you guys how chaotic things were behind the scenes, even though hopefully it didn't seem quite as much so in front of the screen. The one thing I do want to say in closing is that we mentioned a lot this week about how desperate we all are to get back to normal, to get back to conferences and seeing each other in person. And count me as one of those people. I can't wait until we can go out and have a beer with everyone, or after these talks in person, and continue the discussion offline. But I do want to emphasize that I think that this conference is really showing that the online meeting is something that's here to stay, and I think that's a good thing. The fact that in this last session alone we had someone from Australia able to get up early and give a talk is something that we could never do in a physical meeting. Costs and whatnot just go through the roof, right? Even the logistics of a niche group of people, this was born out of literally just John, Milad, Andrea, and myself putting something together right after COVID hit. If this was a physical conference, we'd have to book a room, we'd have to book food and beverages and logistics and all that stuff, and that just couldn't happen. So I think that there's power to these online conferences and online meetings, and it's my hope that as we go forward and the world starts getting back to normal, some of these things that we've learned during the pandemic remain as part of our academic lives. And I think the occasional webinar or online meeting is definitely a big part of that. So in that vein, I just want to very quickly highlight something. For those of you who aren't aware, we published a write-up of CCNS V1 in PLOS Comp Bio back last fall. And I think one of the things that we were able to say in this article is really important going forward, is that we think that that future online meetings can lead to the democratization of the conference landscape. Basically, that elements that kept early career researchers out of organizing conferences, out of being as involved in their creation, things that made it difficult for people in certain areas of the world to have their work spotlighted and presented at conferences. Being able to give a full spotlight to trainees and have the focus of the conference be on them. I think that's something that's really cool about these online meetings, and hopefully that continues to evolve again even after we're all back into the real world. So with that, I just really quickly want to invite John and Andrea up on screen to let them have some final words. And I do quickly, as they're coming up, I want to mention we did exceed our registration numbers from last year, which was a sort of a little goal of mine. So I'm very glad we did that. And again, the global element of this meeting is just extremely humbling. The fact that our registrations expanded out of our little Toronto base to have a huge European contingent, a huge contingent in South America. We had an Australian contingent, obviously driven by Kaio. That's just extremely humbling for something that we all it was just a little spark of an idea around this time last year. John, Andrea, thank you guys again for all the work you guys did. Anything you guys want to say to help close things out?
I can just get the most important thing down for everyone, which is that it really should be stated up front in case it isn't obvious that, like, I'm going to say 80, I'm going to go for 80% of the credit of this whole event is down to Scott. He is absolutely our benevolent dictator. And he has not only done the lion's share of the organizing, but just been the kind of spirit of action and enthusiasm that well, that's been super impressive. Oh, and also a social media guru, which is a new role that Scott's kind of taken on over the last year and really thrived in. Francis agrees that Scott is a social media guru. So yeah, that my principal comment is round of applause, Scott Rich.
Yeah, ditto. Thank you very much, Scott. And I just wanted to say thank you all presenters and trainees for presenting your work. It's been a really fascinating program, and I look forward to replaying and reading more about your work in the next weeks.
Awesome. So with that, and again, we thank you guys for sticking with us with the technical glitches, with going a little bit long today. So I won't take any more of your time. You can go back and review all these talks, watch them at your leisure. And this will not be the last CCNS, at least if I have anything to say about it. So hopefully we will see you guys at some point in the future for version 3. Bye everyone. Have a good nice night.
Thanks a lot, guys. It's been great.